right, we're back. So let me chat a bit. So yeah, so this is just the continuation. This is our ride on September, I think it's the 22nd, 2024. We just had our chapter meeting. So let me explain a bit what's going on here. So we got our president up leading the pack on the Gold Wing. We got Sergeant at Arms to my right. I'm the VP of our chapter, and basically what this is the Widow Sons. The Widow Sons is, let me explain a bit about this motorcycle group of ours. So the Widow Sons is an international, fairly fast-growing. It's not a 1% group. You know, it's not an outlaw motorcycle. It's basically more like a riding club. The prerequisite to being a Widow's Son is that you need to be a Freemason. So you need to be a Master Mason, which is the third degree of the Freemasons. You have to be a Master Mason in good standing, and that is the prerequisite. Of course, and then you go through an application process with the Widow Son where they verify that you are in good standing and things of that nature. You gotta ride, I think it's gotta be bigger than 500cc. It doesn't have to be a big twin or a Harley. We have Indians, we have Gold Wings, we have some of those Can-Am three-wheelers, Spyders. So I think it is a fairly, but there are a lot of Harleys. I'm on a Harley, and buddy on my right is on a Harley. Yeah, so you have to apply, and then once you're vetted, you have to have, I think, 3 rides. So we want to make sure that you know how to handle yourself on a motorcycle. As you can see, we are in a fairly tight formation. You do have to be a good, safe rider. And the main thing with the Widow Son is just basically Masons that are enjoying the brotherhood. We do poker runs. We do raise money for charities. And there's provincial meetings where we get with different chapters. There's quite a few chapters in Ontario, Canada. We are the York chapter. It's been a relatively active chapter. We've gotten quite a few new members. I think we're probably about, around 20-ish. We got a solid crew of about 8 to 10 that show up at meetings and that participate. Some are for different reasons less active. But yeah, it's a great club to be a part of. I was, officers are your president, your VP. The president and the VP have voting rights within the OPB, which is the provincial board. So there is a provincial chapter with a president, a VP, sergeant arms, etc. And then there's the different chapters throughout Ontario, such as ours, which is York Region. There are, typically most chapters have, the president, the VP, sergeant at arms, road captain, treasurer, I believe that's it. And know, it's not a 1% club, so the sergeant at arms, you know, doesn't go breaking people's arms, but he would be kind of looking after security and a few things to that effect, you know. We are, you know, so yeah, so our chapter has been one of the founding chapters in Ontario. So we have several very founding members, and there's been several spin-offs from our group to form new chapters, and so it's been pretty interesting. Yeah, so there's national gatherings that happen in the US where a whole bunch of Canadians go, but you know, a lot of European folks and guys from all over come as well. So there'll be one coming up in next year near Chicago that we're planning on attending. Then there's an Ontario one that was at Camp Dorset a couple of years in a row, including this summer. This is typically May 24 weekend, the May long weekend. Next year it will be held near Ottawa, near Perth, I think, and I think it's hosted by the Ottawa chapter, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, so there's and then each chapter has their own activities that they do to get out, ride bikes, and raise money, whether that's poker run, you know, barbecues, whatever. Next year, I think, is the 20-year anniversary of Widow Sons in Ontario. So there's a few things going on next year, 2025, or sorry, it could be 2026. I could be mistaken. It could be 2026. There's a lot of really neat, nice places to ride in Ontario. It's not just, you know, Toronto. There's a lot of cottage country. There's a lot of very nice places to ride. Just to my left is a character and a half. "82 years young."